Good day to you. This is Professor Dr. S. Thamamani, Professor in the Madanapalli Institute of Technology and Science, working in the Department of Mechanical Engineering at MIT SMT Call, State of Andhra Pradesh. Today we are going to discuss the transportation process or transportation problems, how to reduce the cost of moving material from one place to another. And this is the example of how material is moved. In olden days, we used the bullock cart. Still, we are using the bullock cart for sending material in the shortest possible time. And we are using goods train, sending material from mines to the place where materials are required. And then it's also possible to ship the material from countries to countries by ships. At times, we also use the aircraft or flight to send the materials. And the materials are getting transported by the containers and go to the ship, or either to the ship or by the flight. This is the method of transporting material from one place to another. Let us define what is transportation. Transportation simply refers to moving of goods and other supplies from one place to another. There are various modes of transportation such as trains, aeroplanes, trucks, ships and bullock carts, etc. Transportation is very important for the exchange of goods from cities to cities or even countries to countries. Truck transportation finds the most prominent in carrying the goods and supplies domestically. Studies have shown that in India, 65% of the goods are carried on trucks. However, truck transportation industry is still unorganized and fragmented, due to which many problems are faced. Unorganized means there are many transporters available for the material to be moved. So each and every transporter has got his own evaluating the transportation cost from the place of manufacture to the place of requirement. This is a reason by which we call it as a unbalanced or unorganized sector. Let us define ourselves what is it we are going to discuss. Transportation method. The transportation problem deals with distribution of goods from several points of supply, such as factories, often known as sources, to number of points of demand, such as warehouses, often known as destinations. The material is available or the place it is getting manufactured, that location we call it a source, and the material to be dispatched or the material which is going to reach that place we call it as a destination. Each source is able to supply a fixed number of units of the product, usually called the capacity or availability, and each destination has a fixed demand, usually known as requirement. That means each and every manufacturing base has got its own capacity or the material available to be moved from one place to another, and where the material is required is called the requirement, or sometimes people call it as a demand. This is a simple example how the material movement takes place. We have source 1, source 2, source 3, etc. up to source n. We have demand 1, demand 2, demand 3, and any number of demands. Okay, from source 1, it is possible to supply demand 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. From S2, it is possible to supply D1, D2, D3, and so on. And S3, and continuously, wherever the material is available, it can be transported to the place where the requirement. We need some sort of what you call the steps to be followed while evaluating using algorithm method. The step 1, obtain an initial feasible solution, that is to say, making initial assignment in such that feasible solution is obtained. The method we are going to adopt, or the method we are going to discuss, is going to give only a feasible solution, that is not going to give the optimal solution or the best out of best. Step 2, ascertain whether it is optimal or not. by determining opportunity cost associated with the empty cells. Let us see what is empty cells. Probably those who have dealt with North with Carnot method or low cost method may be knowing what is a cell or what are all the cells in that problems. If the solution is optimum, then exists. If you are able to obtain an optimum solution, then no need to continue the problem, you can exit. If not optimum, then proceed to step 3. If it is not possible to have optimal solution from the step 2, then further steps to be followed. Okay, fine. Again, let us define ourselves. It is a special kind of linear programming problem in which goods are transported from a set of sources to a set of destinations, subject to the supply and demand of the sources and destination respectively, so that the total cost of transportation can be reduced. There are two types of problems which can be discussed. One is type 1 balanced transportation problem, type 2 is unbalanced transportation problem. What is type 1 balanced transportation problem? The place of manufacture where the material is available and the place it is going to be dispatched in quantity must be same. That is, supply must be equal to demand. Availability must be equal to requirement. Okay, this we call it as a balanced transportation problem. In this video, we are not going to discuss unbalanced transportation problem, whereas we are going to discuss only balanced transportation problem. Called as a stepping stone method. The second method is raw cost method or matrix minimal method. The third one is Vogel's approximation method, or simply called as a VAM. Take the V letter from the word Vogel's V and take the letter from the word A and take the other letter M from the letter word method. So we call the Vogel's approximation method, or simply called as a VAM. Okay. All these things will always give a feasible solution. Initial feasible solution is not going to give you the optimal solution. Okay. Then what is to be done is we have to validate it. Whether which method is the best method to be adopted. Okay. Then for that we need to have modified distribution method or Modi method. See, after all these things, three methods which is going to give you initial feasible solution. The best method to be adopted, the best method to be chosen is based on the validation done by Modi distribution method. Okay, the method we are going to discuss here is Vogel's approximation method. We will go step after step. Step 1. Find the penalty class, namely the difference between the smallest and next highest number in each row and column. Step 2. Among the penalties as found in step 1, choose the maximum penalty. If this is maximum penalty is more than 1, that is a number is same in different locations, there is a type, choose any one arbitrarily. It is left to the people who is going to decide upon it. Step 3. In the selected row or column, as per step 2, find out the cell having the least cost, allocate to this cell as much as possible depending on the capacity and requirements. Step 4. Delete the row or column that is fully associated or allocated or demand met. Again, compute the row and column penalties for the reduced table and go to step 2. Repeat the procedure until all the column or row are satisfied. We have a calculation, we go through it. I have taken the book from the book Operation Research by S. Avadi. Okay. We have a destinations requirement: Bangalore, Tirupati, Hyderabad, Chennai, and this is a source where the material is available and material is manufactured and kept ready. This is supply 1, supply 2 and supply 3. So the supply 1 can be given to either the Bangalore, Tirupati, Hyderabad or Chennai. This is source of this is the quantity available from the S1. From supply 2, it can be given to Bangalore, Tirupati, Hyderabad, Chennai from the material available in source 2. And source supply 3, we have 400 numbers is available in source 3 It can be supplied to Bangalore, Tripoli, Hyderabad or Chennai. Now these are the quantities available in each supply stations. 250 number in S1 supply 1, 300 numbers supply 2 and 400 numbers in supply 3. What is the requirement of all the three centers? One is Bangalore requirement is 200 numbers, Tirupati requirement is 225 numbers, Hyderabad requirement 275 numbers, Chennai requirement is 250 numbers. Okay. Now, this as already told you, we are going to discuss the balanced transportation problem. Sum up all the supplies available. 250, 300, 900, it is going to be 950. That is supply available out of all the three sources in 950 numbers. What is the requirement of each destination is 200, 225, 275, 250. This is also going to be 950. Now supply and demand is same. So the balanced transportation problem is going to be met. Right? So if you take this, these are all the cells. All these are all the cells. Each cell at top right hand corner, some numerical value is given. What is the value is to transport one material, one unit of material to respective destination, that value is given. If 11 is given here, that means maybe Indian rupee or unit cost to transport one material from supply 1 to somewhere this one. All the cells are given with what you call the material to be moved per number is given in the each cell at the top right hand corner. Fine. Now the solution to be arrived based on 6 cells only. Okay. What is the cells? Supply 1, supply 2, supply 3. We call it as a M. Destination 1, 2, 3, 4. We call it as a N. So M plus N minus 1, that is going to be some value. That means 3 plus 4. 3 plus 4 minus 1 is going to be 6. So solution to be arrived only from the 6 cells. Okay. Now this has to be balanced with respect to the supply and. So we are going to discuss the Vogel's approximate. Okay, we will go step after the step. So already, instead of calling my respective destination, I call it D1, D2, D3, or destination 1, destination 2, destination 3, and 4. Fine. Ready? Each cell is having some unit number. Just I added a column, it's called the row penalty, and added a row here, we call the column penalty. The demand of individual requirement was given here. So supply and demand is same, 950 is equal to 950. If you look at this, each cell of this row or S1, which is lowest number or the numerical value given, 11. What is next? Next highest number is 13. Fine? Lowest number is 11, next highest number is 13. So see the difference. The difference is 2. I write it here in the row penalty. Look at row S2. Look at which is the lowest number. 10 is the lowest here. The next highest is 40. Lowest here is 10. Next highest is 40. Difference is 4. So once these two arrive, I need not look at all these things. Okay. Then go to, this is S3. Okay. If we look at the row S3 or supply S3, what is the minimum number? 10 here. The next highest value is 13. I don't need to look at this because there are two numbers already available. Lowest number, next highest number. Difference is 3. Fine. So we completed row penalty. We go to column penalty. If we look at the column, lowest number is 11. The next highest number is 16. Lowest number is 11. Next highest number is 16. The difference is 5. Next is D2. The lowest number is 13. Next highest number is 18. The difference is 5. Go to D3. Lowest number is 13. Next highest number is 14. Difference is 1. Go to D4. Lowest numbers are 10 and the next highest number is 14. Difference is 4. Okay. Now look at row penalty numbers given and column penalty numbers given. Which is going to be the maximum number? Now, if we look at here, the D1 we have 5 numerical value and D2 is also the 5 numerical value. So you can choose arbitrarily. Okay. So I am choosing this location. D1 location, the 5 unit value is given. Okay. Then we have to look out which cell is having lowest number or lowest cost of material to be moved. This cell is having lowest number. So I have chosen this one. What is the requirement is 200 numbers. For this it can be given from this supply, S1 supply. So I give 200 numbers here. Sorry, 150 numbers is a balance. 200 numbers given here. This becomes 0. Fine. So what the allocation has been given. So I am not going to consider for the next process. So this has been given. I simply delete it. Okay. We will go to the step 2. Step 2. Again, column penalty, row penalty. The requirement was given. D2 is 225, D3 is 275, D4 requirements 250. Available material is 150. 150. Fine. Available material is 150 here. Already given 200 numbers to the D1. Look out for row and column penalty. What is the minimum number here? 13 is the minimum here. Next highest number is 40. So row penalty, I write it as 1 here. Go to S2. What is the lowest number? 10. Next highest number is 14. Difference is 4. You almost always look out the lowest number in each cell and the highest number of that row. Fine. So 4. The D2. What is lowest number? 13 here. Next highest is 18. 5. And D3. What is the lowest number? 13. Next highest number is 14. 1. Look here. What is lowest number? There are tens here. 14 is highest number. 4. Okay. Again, look out for the maximum value or maximum number given in the row penalty and column penalty. You should not look at isolatedly. You must look at overall row penalty and the column penalty together. Okay. Let us see what is highest number given in row or column penalty here. D2. The highest number is 5. Look out for the transportation cost which is lower. Here it is lower. 13 is lowest for the D2. So is it possible to give assignment from this supply to here? Yes. So I give 150 numbers here and this becomes 75. Fine. Right. What is available here? Still 75, we are not met D2. Next, we will go to the next step. So this will become 0. Right? But still the supply has not been met, still 150 numbers is here. We will go to step 3. Again, D2, D3, D4. Find out which is having lowest number in each cell and next highest number. If you look at S3, lowest number is 10 here, next highest number is 14, so difference is 4. Then go here. What is lowest number? 10 here, next highest number is 13, difference is 3. Look at here. What is the lowest number? 18, next highest number is 24, 6. Lowest number is 13 here, and next highest number is 14. Difference is 1. Here is lowest number, still we have only 250 numbers. Fine. Which is highest number here? 6. This one. Okay. So, the sixth number, what is the lowest material cost available? 18 here. So, 300 numbers. 125 is the balance. 175 will be given here. Okay. What happened? This becomes 0. No more requirement from this point. And 125 is the balance. So, let us go to the next step. Find D3, D4. Supply S3 is only 125 numbers. Still supply S4 has got 400 numbers. What is the requirement of D3 is 275. What is the requirement of D4 is 250 numbers. 525, 525 demand and supply has been met. Now look out for, there are only two columns. One is lowest number is 10. Next highest number is 14. Difference is 4. Look here, what is the lowest number? 10. Next highest number is 13. Difference is 3. Then go for D3 column. What is the lowest number? 13. Next highest is 14. Difference is 1. Now it becomes 0. What is the lowest highest number available in the row column and penalty column? Here we got 4 number. Okay. So probably we can give from this supply we can give some numbers here. Okay. What is going to be here? 120 is the balance. This supply will give 125 here. This becomes 150. Right? Fine. So we need not go to next step. Probably yes, we will go to next step and find out what is right. D3 and D4. 275 is still there, 125 is still there. So you can able to give. Difference is only 3. No need to give. So it becomes 275 is given here. 125 is the balance. Automatically you give 125 here and this becomes 0. Okay? No need to go for column penalty, is only this one. Fine. So finally you come to a conclusion. Sir. Yeah. So this is the final solution we arrived. One is supply 1. Bangalore we have given 200 numbers. Tirupati from here we given 150 numbers. 50 numbers. So 250 numbers has been met. This supply also met. Okay, if you look at Tirupati location, 225 is the requirement. 175 plus 50, 225. So Tirupati location demand has been met. In Hyderabad, from supply 3, 275, already given 275. Chennai, what is the requirement is 250, but we can able to supply from supply 2 and supply 3, 225. Fine. So look at the total cost of material removed. 11 into 200, 13 into 50, 18 into 175, 13 into 275, 10 into 125. Sorry, here 125, okay, and 10 into 175 is going to give you 12,075. This may be the unit cost. Some error is here, I may be excused here, okay. So it's only 125, wrongly taken as 2. Fine. So this we already arrived at. We can able to meet all the demands. That cost of transport to be moved, or total cost of transport is 12,075. So probably you understand what is the Vogel's approximation method, how to use it to find out the cost of material to be moved. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you very much. Before that, I would like to thank Dr. Muralidhar Singh who was helping me to record the video, and also I would like to thank the management of Madanapalli Institute of Technology and Science for providing me or permitting me to use the classroom, smart classroom, for the purpose of